Hey y'all, welcome to another edition of the Real Empty Nesters Homesteaders. So that's a mouthful, Empty Nesters Homesteaders. I don't know if that's plurally correct, but anyhow, welcome to my channel. So to begin with, I'm an idiot. Why am I an idiot? Well, uh, here on the at Green Hill Homesteads, we have decided to get into chickens. That's right. We're going to be chicken farmers. So what you see behind you here is the beginnings of a chicken coop. I'll talk about that maybe later in a different video. Want to tell you a little bit about why we decided to get into chickens. So we got bees, got microgreens, and now we're going to have eggs. So we're going to be having layered chickens for the eggs. So I have no illusions about getting rich about any of this. I probably will sell some of my excess eggs either through subscription programs, door-to-door delivery, maybe at the farmer's market. Who knows? But that's not what this is all about. This is about being self-reliant and self-sufficient. And the impetus behind that was I started doing bees, and here again is where me being an idiot maybe comes into it. Started doing bees after I read a book called 1 Second After. So 1 Second After, and I'll leave a link to that down below, but 1 Second After is about what happens 1 second after an EMP in the beginnings of World War III, so to speak. So apocalyptic, what happens in the U.S. So an EMP is an electromagnetic pulse and basically wipes out all electronics, and what happens to the town of Black Mountain, which is based in Black Mountain, North Carolina. I'm from North Carolina. Read that book, and so it was really a fascinating book. Highly recommend it, but it kind of put the prepper attitude in my mind. And so I started doing bees because I figured, well, didn't know what I was getting into when I did bees, but I figured honey's a sweetener. Honey would be a commodity. If a SHTF event happens, which is a SHIT hits the fan event happens, then I would be maybe prepared for it. So not a full-time prepper, but do have food stored away and some other stuff. Anyway, long story short, that's the impetus behind it, moving me towards self-reliance. Then start doing microgreens because one, I'm wanting to live a healthier diet, and two, another idea of self-reliance, get vegetable through that. Of course, microgreens has 40 times the nutrients by volume as the actual plant that you're growing. So broccoli microgreens by volume have 40 times the nutrition of an actually broccoli plant. And so instead of eating 4 broccoli heads, I can eat 2 ounces of broccoli. So a broccoli microgreen. So I started doing that, sharing them with people, because when you make them in bulk, you make a bunch of them. So sharing them with people, people liked them. I'm about helping people as well. And then, so self-reliance here, keep that in mind. And then the Chinese balloon came over. And so I just kind of felt like that, you know what, they're probing us, and probably have been for years, but since we found out about it, this kind of brought it to the forefront. And I felt like that that was maybe a precursor to them launching an EMP. So an EMP would be a low-yield nuclear weapon, high in the altitude, at high altitude, exploded, doesn't do any damage to the ground, but sends out electromagnetic pulse and destroys all electronics. So think of banking, water filtration, sewage plants, groceries, transportations, all that's gone. And so we're left relying on what we have here. So probably not going to happen, I get that, but in any case, that made me think about, chickens, eggs, protein, plus eggs right now are, the good ones are like $8 a dozen. So I decided I would get into doing chickens. And the more I look at it online, the more it just seems like people that are doing it are actually having fun. They're enjoying them. They're not only do they provide nutrition for people and other people, because typically the first couple of years, one chicken lays 1 egg a day. So their people are able to share their bounty, share that with their friends, family, and loved ones. And so that's why I got into it. Yeah, I'm an idiot. Pray that the EMP never happens and everything's copacetic and we don't ever have to be self-reliant, because none of those, all three factors are going to save me and my family. But I've got some skills, and so those are some things I'm adding to it. We live in the woods. Hopefully be surrounded, by bounty that I could get to. We have free flowing water here, and I can see people coming. So anyway, really though, that's just about being self-reliant. I enjoy watching things grow. I love watching bees work. Bees are amazing creatures, and I'm hoping that the chickens will be the same. Back here, I'm spending a lot of time and just a little bit of money on a coop for them. And so I know I'm building this in my garage, but I'm building it so I can take it apart in modular pieces. We'll take it down to my backyard where the actual chicken house and the chicken coop's going to be and the run's going to be, and hopefully those work out. Chickens are coming. They're going to be here in like 2.5 weeks now. So I'll do a quick video later on about getting chickens. Believe it or not, there's a chicken, and of course what we're getting is we're getting chicks, dibbies, and we're going to raise them up into chickens. There is a chicken dibby shortage. Who would have thought, right? So, but there is. So we'll talk about that later again, but anyhow, welcome to the channel. If this is your first time, leave a comment. If you got any questions down below, subscribe to this channel. And hey, go check out my other YouTube channel, Ramdino, Hiking the Trails. If you got any interest at all about hiking or the Appalachian Trail, that's where it's happening over there. All right, folks, take care, and we'll see you later.